3 months after leaving the penthouse, Ava walked into a high-rise downtown. Not to beg, not to plead, to buy. The same firm Julian once interned at, the one that turned her down for a junior analyst role because she was overqualified, was now on the brink of collapse. Ava knew. She'd been watching their balance sheets through a partner she once mentored in secret. Now, she slid a check across the table, clean, direct, and full. No financing, no loans, just power. When asked what name to put on the ownership docs, she smiled. Glory Holdings. Her aunt's legacy reborn. The partners didn't recognize her. Not until she walked out. Not until one whispered, "Isn't that Julian's ex?" No one answered. Because Ava had just become the name on their paychecks. Ava didn't post wins. She didn't need to. But word moved anyway. The girl who left with nothing just bought into 3 companies and turned one around in 6 weeks. She didn't hold press conferences, she held rooms, at quiet dinners, at invitation-only events. People leaned in when she spoke, especially women who'd been dismissed for being too emotional or too ambitious. They saw her and remembered who they were. Meanwhile, Julian tried to rebrand. He started a podcast, called it The Bounce Back. Irony was lost on him, especially when episode 1 got 5 downloads, and 2 of them were bots. He talked about Ava like she was a phase, a season. But Ava? She wasn't a chapter. She was the whole book. The penthouse went up for auction in March. Julian couldn't keep up. Neither could Celeste, who drained her savings trying to save face. Ava didn't attend in person. She sent a representative, a quiet woman in black, carrying a single envelope. She outbid every offer by $200,000, signed in silence, and left without a word. When asked who the new owner was, she simply said, "It's returning to its rightful energy." Later that week, Ava stood outside the building she once left heartbroken. Not to move in, to transform it. She handed the keys to a nonprofit that helps women exiting toxic relationships. The new name on the building plaque? The Gloria Center. No cameras, no press, just healing, repurposed into legacy. Julian hit rock bottom in slow motion. His girlfriend left after a loud fight that made it onto TikTok. Celeste moved in with a cousin in Tampa. And the podcast shut down after his mic broke. And he couldn't afford a new one. He tried to contact Ava. Through friends, through emails, even through LinkedIn. All blocked. He showed up at one of her events once uninvited. Security handled him. She never even looked his way. He told people she was heartless, that she used him. But those who knew Ava knew better. She didn't burn bridges. She simply crossed them and never looked back. Ava's new circle wasn't loud. It was powerful. Formerly silenced women who now ran funds, nonprofits, art galleries. They met monthly, no agendas, just intention. One night, they toasted over wine and soul food. Ava looked around the room and said, "They called us distractions, liabilities, background noise." She raised her glass. "But here we are, front and center, quietly running the world." Laughter echoed. One woman whispered, "They underestimated the wrong ones." Ava smiled. "Exactly.